各位觀眾大家好，一班充滿住愛心同奉獻精神嘅飛行員自費駕駛小型飛機，將受傷、被虐待或者係被遺棄嘅動物從加拿大嘅偏遠地區送到多倫多治療同埋尋找寄養家庭。呢個由義工運作嘅慈善機構，可謂讓動物重獲新生，特別係加拿大偏遠嘅原住民地區，當地提供俾動物嘅醫療設備不足。義工每一次都經過細心安排，克服並完成每一項艱難嘅救援任務。服務除咗體現義工對動物嘅關懷，亦都反映出好多救援組織面臨缺乏資源嘅壓力，令到好多受傷嘅動物無法獲得及時救援而受苦。社區應該正視及多關注動物嘅福祉。李嘉文報導。
一班熱心嘅飛機師揸住小型飛機，自費飛越千里，跨過無數城市，專程前往遠離市中心嘅偏遠地區，將受傷受虐嘅動物帶返多倫多市中心，俾佢哋喺復康中心接受適當嘅治療，並為佢哋揾到一個溫暖嘅家。擁有9年飛行經驗嘅 Ryan， 自從加入 Canadian Wings of Rescue 以嚟，唔單止擔任統籌者，負責安排每次義工救援飛行任務。最近更加成為咗其中一位義工飛行員。喺佢第一次執行任務嘅時候 ，Ryan 參與咗一個接力飛行救援任務。一名義工 Jeff 最先由 Manitoba 邊界嘅 Poplar Hill 接載3隻狗仔 Casey、Kai 同 Bella 到 Thunder Bay， 再由 Ryan 接手，成功將3隻小狗安全送達多倫多市中心。
So that was my first rescue flight with the Canadian Wings of Rescue. I picked up 3 puppies who were recently delivered from a First Nations reserve up in Northern Ontario. I brought the puppies back from Thunder Bay and delivered them here in the GTA. So they could be in a variety of different conditions when they're coming from rescue organizations or reserves that may not have all the medical facilities and veterinarian facilities that we might have in and around the cities. So they could have, mobility issues. They could have certain diseases that require a vet checkup. There were challenges. The 3 puppies were fit into 2 crates, and so even the logistics and of getting those crates into the plane was a little bit challenging because of the size and the weight, but also like knowing or thinking about the needs of the animals as well. If I were to do a direct flight to Thunder Bay or from Thunder Bay back into the city, that would be a long flight for these puppies. And so we did a stopover in Sault Ste. Marie because we knew that the puppies would appreciate a bathroom break.
將3隻小狗安置喺飛機上，仲要喺漫長嘅旅途中照顧佢哋基本嘅生理需要，同埋安撫佢哋嘅情緒，對義工飛行員嚟講，真係唔簡單嘅工作。整個過程係要靠 Canadian Wings of Rescue 同一班救援團體通力合作，先能夠順利將動物送到多倫多市中心，為佢哋開啟新嘅生活。Canadian Wings of Rescue 喺2011年成立，係一個完全由義工運作嘅慈善機構，專注於安排免費嘅短途航班，為加拿大境內受虐待、遺棄或受傷嘅動物提供空中運送服務，亦會聯同救援機構、動物庇護所，甚至野生動物復康中心合作，幫助動物獲得治療、配對寄養或者領養家庭，仲將康復嘅野生動物送返去大自然。組織擁有一個全國性嘅合作網絡，包括經審核嘅救援機構同復康中心。如果救援組織有動物需要運送，就要通過網絡提交一份表格，提供動物嘅基本資料，包括簡單說明動物嘅種類、運送原因、目的地同特殊要求。例如野生動物需要放置於密封箱內，仲要避免接觸。 收到表格之後，組織先會進行飛行條件評估，確保運送計劃可行。之後將運送請求發布喺組織內部嘅志願飛行員網絡。呢個網絡擁有超過230名義工飛行員，佢哋會收到通知，然後根據自身情況主動申請參與。然後運輸協調員會根據天氣、時間同費用等因素協助安排合適嘅飛行日期，並通知救援機構相關嘅細節。通常喺飛行之前，救援機構會幫動物準備好所需嘅藥物，仲會簡單介紹飛行時需要留意嘅事項。因為唔同嘅動物需求並唔一樣，例如狗可以直接坐喺飛行員隔離，但土狼或者貓頭鷹呢啲動物就需要放喺籠入面，仲要有額外嘅安全措施。
We do often get requests from Indigenous communities. In one Indigenous community in Ontario, an owl, a bald eagle, was found injured by some of the members of the community. The members of the community reached out to their local wildlife rehabber, and the wildlife rehabber reached out to us because they wanted to get the owl from the Indigenous community to the rehabilitation center for checkup and treatment and all that sort of stuff. So through our partner, which is the rehabilitation center, we were able to send a pilot to the Indigenous community, pick up the owl, and transport the owl to the rehabilitation site. In that specific instance, unfortunately, the owl was too injured, the bald eagle was too injured and passed away at the rehabbing site. But because bald eagles are sacred to Indigenous people, the rehabber then had us send the bald eagle back to the Indigenous nation. They have traditional uses for the feathers and other things of the animal that's passed away. So, we sort of did that transfer as well back to the community of the animal that had passed away. Now, these communities that need such services would otherwise have to rent out private aircraft or, charter flights and this to get people and material transported up to these remote communities. With us, they're able to do that on a volunteer basis. So our pilots donate their fuel and their time. We provide them a charitable receipt on that front. So, it makes these sort of services more accessible to people in more remote communities.
由於飛行員揸一次飛機嘅開支都好高，需要支付每小時嘅燃油費用，仲要承擔飛機嘅維修保養費用，所以成員特別着重效益，確保每次飛行都可以運送最多數量嘅動物，並優先安排最為緊急嘅任務，確保飛行員投入嘅成本可以發揮最大嘅效益。組織亦會向飛行員提供慈善收據，將飛行員支付嘅燃油、維修等費用視作對組織嘅慈善捐款。另外，組織亦會盡可能同救援機構合作，支付部分燃油費，幫助分擔飛行員嘅部分成本。到目前為止，組織飛過最長嘅一次任務係由 Halifax 飛到卑詩省，分成5段飛行路線，由5名飛行員花1週嘅時間去完成。Sherlock 希望令大眾明白到，距離唔應該成為動物得到照顧或者領養嘅障礙。為動物揾到領養人已經非常困難，救援機構真係無法拒絕外省願意領養並願意俾動物一個永遠之家嘅好心人。就好似住喺多倫多嘅 Rachel， 從組織嘅合作伙伴之一 Urban Tales Animal Rescue 中領養咗從安省北部社區救援返嚟，然後運送到多倫多嘅小狗 Murphy。當時 Murphy 只有20個禮拜大，但身體狀況好差。由於北部社區有時會因為人口不足或者其他原因導致狗隻過剩，所以 Murphy 初時感染咗犬舍咳，會有持續性嘅咳嗽、呼吸困難等症狀，導致 Murphy 當時瘦咗好多。不過有幸遇上組織 Urban Tales Animal Rescue， 一個已經成立8年，主要活躍於大多倫多及咸美頓市嘅動物救援組織，目的係支援及拯救處於危險中嘅老年或者有特殊需要嘅動物。 組織聯同 Rachel 幫助 Murphy 恢復健康。而家2歲嘅 Murphy 身體已經冇問題，十分活潑，更加有另一隻同樣都係領養嘅小狗 Sunshine 嘅陪伴。
The biggest thing I notice is he loves ice and snow. On really cold days, he just wants to stay outside and eat ice and be in the snow. And in summer, he gets so hot, he needs to go in his own pool. That's the only difference. Actually, if anything, I think the dogs from up north have better personalities than the dogs here because they have to learn to get along with people from a very early age to get food and things like that. So then they're actually, their personalities are a lot sweeter and nicer and social.
市區嘅動物義工組織，除咗會為從偏遠地區送嚟嘅動物提供治療、疫苗接種、驅蟲、尋找寄養家庭、領養者服務之外，一班獸醫團隊亦會聯同 Canadian Rings of Rescue 一齊飛到安省偏遠地區，開展動物健康診療活動。就好似 Urban Tales Animal Rescue 曾經飛到 Poplar Hill 喺社區開設咗一個臨時診所，為大約30隻動物，包括家養寵物及流浪動物進行檢查，仲提供咗驅蟲、跳蚤同蜱蟲嘅藥物治療，以及基本嘅傷口護理。Urban Tales Animal Rescue 嘅創辦人兼負責人 Bianca 表示，由於 Urban Tales Animal Rescue 經常缺乏穩定嘅志願者幫手，並且面對寄養家庭短缺嘅困境，組織已經決定喺2025年開始暫停所有嘅寄養同領養計劃。佢哋表示，計劃將會等到有足夠志願者參加，讓組織可以招募及培訓。當一切準備好，先會重新啟動。
For rescues all across Ontario, and I'm sure all over Canada, the adoptions kind of programs are really suffering. A lot of shelters are overflowing with dogs and cats. A lot of rescues are overflowing with dogs and cats. And when rescues are foster-based and you don't have any foster homes available, then you just can't take animals anymore. We are seeing that Ontario shelters are having to euthanize animals more frequently now for space reasons, which a lot of people don't know. I think there was an assumption that Ontario didn't euthanize at shelters, but that's not the case. It's by no means the fault of the shelter. Like, it's not something that the shelter staff wants to do. I know a lot of great shelter managers and shelter staff members that's the worst part of their job, but unfortunately, it comes down from higher up. If they don't have space, they need to make space, then animals get euthanized.
義工穿越千里，為偏遠地區嘅動物提供醫療，並為流浪或被棄養嘅動物尋找永遠之家，喚起大眾對動物福利同資源不足問題嘅關注。不過，救援組織面對寄養家庭短缺同志願者不足嘅挑戰，更加需要社會嘅支持去延續呢份使命。
今日節目時間又到，下星期再見。